Once upon a time, deep inside a forest surrounded by tall trees and echoing silence, a group of 5 frogs were hopping along a narrow path. They were on a journey. No one really knew where they were headed, but they were excited, curious, and full of life. But suddenly, crack! The ground beneath them gave way, and before they could react, 3 of the frogs tumbled into a deep, dark pit hidden beneath the leaves. The remaining 2 frogs managed to stop just in time. They peered down into the pit, shocked. It was deep, way too deep. Inside the pit, the 3 frogs were dazed, but not broken. They looked up, gathered their strength, and began to jump, again and again, trying to climb their way back out. But no matter how hard they tried, the walls were too steep, the edge too high. From above, the 2 frogs shouted down, "Hey, stop trying! This pit is way too deep, there's no way out. You're wasting your energy. Just accept your fate. You're stuck forever." The 3 frogs paused. One of them looked up at the pit's walls, then down at his tired legs. He sighed deeply. Maybe they were right. Maybe this was hopeless, so he gave up. He crawled to a corner of the pit, sat down, and simply stopped trying. Now only 2 frogs kept trying. They jumped with everything they had. But the frogs above kept yelling, "Why are you doing this to yourself? Can't you see it's impossible? The smart thing to do is quit." Those words sank in. The second frog, panting and tired, began to feel it too, the weight of doubt. He looked at the first frog sitting silently in the corner, and for a moment, he imagined himself giving up too. And slowly, he did. He lowered his head and stopped jumping. Now, only 1 frog remained. He jumped and jumped. He slipped, he fell, he hit the walls, but he got back up again and again, and above him, the 2 frogs shouted louder, "What are you, stupid? Your friends have already quit. Why are you still trying?" But the little frog kept going. He jumped, higher, harder, relentlessly, and then, against all odds, he made it. With one final leap of everything he had, the frog reached the edge, clawed his way up, and emerged from the pit. He was out. The frogs above were stunned. The ones inside the pit were speechless. Everyone wanted to know, how? How did he do it when the others had given up? What made him keep trying when even his own kind told him it was impossible? The answer? He was deaf, completely deaf. He couldn't hear a single word of doubt. He thought the frogs above were cheering him on, not tearing him down. And that belief, that blind trust in himself, is what gave him the strength to keep going. So, what's the lesson here? In life, you will face deep pits, moments that seem impossible to overcome. You will fall, you will struggle, and people will tell you to give up. Some of them will mean well, some of them won't. But if you listen to every opinion, every doubt, every bit of negativity, you'll stay in the pit forever. Sometimes to reach your goals, to climb out of life's hardest places, you have to be like the deaf frog. Block out the noise, ignore the doubters, and trust your own effort, because the world will always have something to say.